Welcome to everybody. I continue to play the introduction song without going live, but that's all right. 2:54 in the morning. Ty, what are you doing up so late? I'm working late this week, training some new hires, getting them ready for the evening shift. But it's appropriate, isn't it? I'm trying to make sure that we don't go there. I got my own broadcast playing on here. I had to jump it off, y'all. All right. First step coaching. What's the first step? When you decide to be more, just that easy decision, be more than what you are now. That's the first step. Honestly, if you decide to be more, it's the first step. Why am I alive at 3 o'clock in the morning? If you're up right now, you're either at work or thinking about how you can be more. Really. Not no party. I'm showing girls twerking. I've gotten crispy on y'all. Crispy, yeah. So now, each time you guys see me, I'm going to give you the link to go to the episode, right? This teaching class is your 5-point course on how to change your spending habits. Add spending habits. All right. And I'm saying this because it's something that I had to conquer. All right. Something that I had to conquer. It is. Okay. If you look at the ticker tape, you can go to calendly.com/Coach Taibbi today, and you can sign up for this course. It's a 6-month course. All right. The curriculum through the 6 months is going to basically, I'm going to coach you out of a life that you've been living so far, bad spending habits. If you look at your bank, if I dare you to look at your bank account for the last 60 days, what is it that you spent on that you could have did without? And if you accumulate all those small expenditures that you could have did without, had you budgeted properly or just told yourself no impulse spending, how much would you be worth right now? How much more? I'll say, how much more would you be worth? If you find yourself broke after every check, shortly after every check, you simply have bad spending habits. You cannot be a wealth builder. I'm starting from the ground up. As a motivational speaker, I realize I can come to your school and speak to the kids that are at risk or otherwise. I can talk to the returning inmates. I've been there. I can talk to battered women. I used to, be a perpetrator of that crime. So I understand what they're going through. I do. Don't think I don't. Because before I began to hit, I was hit. I understand many of you out there who are raised without a father and how that basically puts you on the fringe of society, emotionally, spiritually, and mentally. How did a guy so messed up, starting so little, get to the point now where he's actually teaching and coaching folks how to get right? I'll tell you, it was my calling. It was for me to do. I'm not a perfect father. I'm active in my kids' life as much as I can be from out of state. I wasn't a perfect husband. The marriage didn't last. I wasn't a great business owner when I started my first business. Didn't protect it. But all of these failed situations, I took those to see, okay, that's what I shouldn't do. So when I restart, not relive, but when I restart, be powerful. I'll be successful with it. So I'm taking my time. And many of you just don't take your time. I took the time to line it up for you. Let's talk about your bad spending habits. The wealth gap is people that budget and save and invest versus the many of you that have bad spending habits. So I've created a 5-point plan that I teach over 6 months. Again, you can look it up. This episode, you can look it up. Episode 83, Wealth Builder and First Step Coaching, is the episode on how to change your bad spending habits. That's what you reference, all right? That's why I began numbering my shows. You guys didn't know where I was going with this. I number my shows now so you can reference it. Episode 83 is how to change your bad spending habits. Now, make sure, I've been saying I'm going to put the link in the description. I haven't been faithful with doing that. For YouTube through StreamYard, I have to put it in the comment section. Like I have. It's a ticker tape. It's a ticker that goes across the screen. You book your time with me, download the EFC workbook. You have to go to the First Step Coaching page on Facebook. Pull that off of there, or inbox me, or leave a comment with your handle. I'll reach out to you, add you, and we'll go from there. Okay? So plenty of different ways to reach out to Coach Taibu and get on this course. All right? So the first part is to identify and evaluate. Many of us don't want to point the thumb, but if you did, if you accepted my challenge, you looked in your mobile app for your bank account, scroll through it. Take about a good just a half an hour and scroll through it and just write down, dang, I shouldn't have bought those burgers. I spent $26 on 2 value meals and a dessert at Whataburger or In-N-Out Burger. $26. $26 can feed you for 3 days easily if you cook a nice size. If you're single, if you're cooking for a family, at least it'll give you enough for a decent meal and some leftovers. So that covers lunch the next day. One way or another, you can budget better. All right. Spending $150 for a week to a week and a half of groceries. I'm just giving you a ballpark figure. If you already have your refrigerator stocked, just adding, the meats, whatever size you want for the week, next week and week and a half. And I found when I was staying with it was just me and my daughter, I found that when I wrote out what we we're going to eat for the week, we usually we weren't even able to eat all the food. So we ended up with a meal or two for next week. That's how good it is when you write out your plan. You have a life cycle when you budget, right? To say. Identify and evaluate. So you identify first. My challenge is identify first the things. Then you evaluate yourself. Why did I buy that at that point in time? Did I have food at home at that time? Was I just super hungry? Am I just having issues telling myself no? Does the food that I eat outside the home taste better? In my opinion. Evaluate. How were you raised? Did your parents take you out to eat at restaurants a lot? Was that seen as a good thing? So now as an adult, you see it as a good thing, even though it's tapping your pockets. Okay? Setting clear financial goals. That's the next point. Setting clear financial goals is important because if you don't have a goal, you're not working towards it. You're not working towards it. All right, so you're up late at night and you're wondering, I'm telling you, it's just your strategy. This course is going to leave you with the proper strategies. And all of you are different. I'm the same coach, but all of you need different levels of coaching. You're all at different levels of getting ready to become a wealth builder. All right. You know anybody that's wealthy? Say, how do I change my bad spending habits? They're going to tell you just like this, maybe in their own words, but they're going to say, identify and evaluate first, then set clear goals. Why do you have to set clear goals after you identify and evaluate yourself? Because you don't want to try to set clear financial goals or set any financial goals until you start a new foundation mentally. Your mindset has to be anew. I tell people that I help on my day job. I tell them, I say your why for what you're doing has to be greater than the obstacles you're going to face along the way till you get to your goal. That's why you need coaching, because when it gets tough, you need to have a sounding board that's not going to break. I might bend with you and help redirect your energy, but I'm not going to break. Therefore, you're going to stick with it until you reach your goal. It's just 6 months. All right. 3, creating a budget. I've heard this all my life, but until I started doing it, I didn't realize the power in it. Create a budget. Not like a budget where you just line up everything and, okay, this is what I'm spending this. A budget means how much are you going to spend on a particular thing? Rent, car note, car insurance, renter's insurance, life insurance, health insurance, dental. Those things are fixed. But how much do you spend on entertainment? What's your budget for those things? Because if you can budget those things beneath what your overall income level is, you're going to save money. And you're going to save money, and you're going to invest the money that you save, and you're going to officially become a wealth builder. Practice mindful spending. I broke this down for you guys. Adopting a mindful spending habit, a lifestyle of spending, you have habits that are mindful. You're considering the value and necessity of each purchase before you make it. Pause. Ask yourself if it aligns with your financial goals and if you truly need it. Look for alternative ways to satisfy your desires that are less expensive. If you're eating Bluebell ice cream at $8 to $9 a gallon, you might want to get the cheaper stuff if you have to have it. If you can't, just go cold turkey on ice cream. Get the one that costs $146, $246. All right, because it adds up. Seeking support and reinforcement, the coaching. Once you're lined up and you're ready to go, you still, because you live so long in a mindset of poor spending habits, you need the coach. If you don't join the First Step coaching program, please get help somewhere. All right. I'd rather it be me because I'm gonna line this thing up for you. It has a cost associated to it. Yes, it does. Invest in yourself. Invest in becoming a wealth builder. We'll talk more about that when you guys book your call. All right. Looking for financially savvy friends or joining online communities where you can exchange strategies. I can't make this up. Challenges and accomplishments. Celebrate your achievements. That's the 4th step in my proven program. Celebrate your achievements. When you see that you're up $5,000 over 3 months of saving, celebrate that achievement. Sorry, I'm sticking. Celebrate that achievement. All right, let's go. I don't have to be on here long, but I want to tell you, just briefly, my story. For a long time, I'm gonna be honest with you, for a long time, I didn't point the thumb at myself. I didn't. I was able to make an external excuse, I was able to make an external excuse for every bad thing that happened. I would have been cool if so-and-so had. It would have been all good except if that wouldn't happen. It was always something external. And guess what? I got tired of not being in control of my life. People tell you can't control what happens. It's not true. It's not scientifically and it's not logically true. Of course you control what happens because you control how you respond to what happens. You do, definitely do. So I just started responding differently. If you want to change who you are and what you have to change what you want. Saying I want something is different than changing to that from what you really want, which is instant gratification. All right. I lived the life of instant gratification. I was gone, I was taking off. I don't want you guys to be like that. If you're up late at night, if you were up late at night anytime this week, worried about one thing or another, and it eventually came back to finances, it eventually came back to your relationship, it eventually came back to negative self-talk, automatically qualify for the First Step Coaching Program. The last thing I'm going to say about bad spending habits is this. You can change, you can get it done. Take it from somebody that knows. You can change, you can get it done. Putting yourself around good, positive people is definitely important. All right? This is my space. I don't have to yell at you guys. I want to talk practically to you. If you don't, right? If you don't join the First Step Coaching Program, after you've seen this video, after you saw this live, after you watched this replay, if you don't join it, are you dooming yourself to another 6 months, another year, another 3 years or 5 years of your money being gone 2 to 3 days after your check? After whether it's direct deposit or a paper check, if your check is down to almost next to nothing and your bank account was already at zero, and this has been your life for the last, I'll say, the last 2 to 24 months. Let's be real. If you're showering in your bathtub, you're broke, right? If you can't go get your car serviced and your body serviced, I'm talking about regular checkup, dental checkup, service your vehicle, get the diagnostic check. If you can't get regular checkups for everything that you own, everything that you are, you're broke. Our bodies need regular maintenance, just like our vehicles. You know? If you're not comfortable with the neighborhood you live in, you're broke. If you're afraid to lose your job, you're broke. The First Step Coaching Academy has affordable prices, installment plans, early bird specials, even a scholarship program. Apply now. Go to Calendly.com/Coach Taibou. This has been Live Your Truth. If you want to come on the show and receive free coaching and advice, I'll give you 4 recommendations. Free of charge, complimentary. It just has to be on the show. I don't do any private free consultations. Let's get on here. It's called Live Your Truth. Put it out there. What you're going through, let me go ahead and line you up. I want you to be better. Look at me. I want you to succeed. All it takes is deciding to be more and pointing the thumb at yourself and say, I can take control of this thing. I'm kind of a control freak. I like having control. I'm glad I have control now. Join the First Step Coaching Program and you will be too. It's Taibou Muad'Dib. Thank you guys so much. I'm going to give you the phrase that pays now. Since I messed it up before, we're going to go out to the real song and let that be that. Thank you for joining in tonight. Let go. Good evening, everyone. Taibou Muad'Dib, host, podcast entertainer, author, motivational speaker.
The issue of gun violence isn't going away because there are
every weeknight, 9:30-ish p.m. We go crazy. In fact, we going nuts right now. Hit it, Shay. Come on, a little bit more. Yeah. It's cold out here, y'all. And I'm telling you one thing. It's amazing how
they don't know. No one's
Description.
life is
Go
the
ahead.
Cosby Show.
Make it
Killer
happen.
cops is
Let's
nothing
go.
new to melanated people, bro. Not in the America that locks us up for mega busting, legalized prostitution so the mob can get their cut. CIA agents bringing dope in from the south and spread it through the hood so we can take each other out. The sadness in the hood isn't just some recent shit. It's the same thing that you can see on the slave ship. Trauma passed through generations lead to a peculiar life. Can't believe in freedom, even if one of your parents white. I'ma do it right, cause I'm conscious and I know the way. I got roots in Africa. Pittsburgh was my birthing place. International businessman from inmate 15208. African Messiah, dog. Someone had to save the day. All you want is metaphors about the club and freaking horse. Stacking up your paper, flashy cars, and them foreign tours. Don't you know it's war? They coming after you with all they got. It starts out with Congress, yeah. Then the folks who scheme and plot. Once they pass the laws, it's on you and I to know what's up. And since we don't, that's how come the jails are jam-packed with us. I got my fist raised. And unity is in my heart. No matter who you are, come and live your truth. That's how it starts. Yeah. That's how it starts. Go get it.
They don't know.
Go, 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 go. Don't you know it's war? They coming after you with all they got. All you want is metaphors.
Out here in these streets,
International businessman. Can't believe in freedom.
that they still don't know.
Pleasure to meet each and every one of you. Taibu Muad'Dib and Shay. This is Live Your Truth. Pull up a chair. Get your popcorn ready. Let's make it happen together. We appreciate you for joining us. Tap in. All right, thank you for coming out tonight. Episode 83, How to Change Your Bad Spending Habits When You Book. Makes reference to this show. Have a good evening.